Shalom. We give all praise, honor, glory to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Bashem HaKakwadash. Double honors the apostles, knows great millstone. Shalom to hopefully elect. So warrior from the Modesto camp, Modesto, California. and just something kind of funny that thought I would do a little video on. So I was just checking the YouTube and seeing this guy commented here. And I don't really remember. I don't remember him too well, but I do remember him. I used to go back and forth with this guy on the comments. I really don't know. You know, he got his name John Doe. Like it's probably just a scoff account. Just it could be anything. Could be a agent. Could be just a regular bug out. Could be an Edomite. I don't know what he is or what he's about. But I'm pretty sure it's years ago. He used to comment a lot on the page, man. And so, so I seen the comment. He said, "Man, you guys are still, man, you guys still out there." And I just thought it was kind of funny, but also it was kind of cool at the same time, man, because you know, Jake still out there, been out there, and we never went anywhere. Um, Kind of a comforting thing to see, an old bug out kind of being like kind of surprised that we're still out there. You know what I mean? Anyways, after that, he posted this non-Israelite servant can become an Israelite by faith and receive part of a disgraced son's inheritance and take his place as a brother of the family. Now, of course, he has no scriptures to back this up. He has nothing of relevance, according to the Bible to explain this position because it doesn't exist. There's nothing in the scriptures that says a non-Israelite can receive an inheritance with Israel. It makes no sense. You wouldn't you're not going to find that anywhere in the scriptures. But what you will find, all right, is Daniel 2:44, and it says in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom. It's going to be the kingdom of Israel, okay, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So going even further, then it's not going to be left to any of the heathen. A non-Israelite has no part in the kingdom of heaven. All right, but it goes even further and says that these people are going to break in pieces and consume all the other people. We know all these scriptures. All right. The woman at the well, perfect example. I don't know exactly where it says, so I'm going to try and keyword it here. Let's see. Yeah, St. John 4 and 19. It says, "The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahawashi say unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Alright? So, what he's telling us, and you have to read the scriptures with understanding, and that can only be given to you through the Spirit. Alright? Well, I'm just doing this video for edification. You know, the days of going back and forth on the comment board, if you watch this video, John, it's just not going to happen anymore, man. I mean, you just look at the news and you can see the end of this place is right around the corner. You know, we don't got time to fool around with you guys anymore, man. We're worried about our own salvation. Shoot, we got things going on right now that's, you know, testing our faith, man. We got things going on right now that it's just, you know, we're preparing for the return of Yahawashi outside. We're preparing for the marriage, man. All right, we're getting ourselves in order, trimming our lamps. All right, because we hear the call. This is it. You know, the destruction of this society, the destruction of Esau, Edom is no longer going to be prolonged. We're in the time where the Lord is going to start plaguing this place, and the plagues are not going to let up until this place is destroyed, man. All right, we're in that time. You know, all this back and forth, you know, all this other nonsense, it's all played out, man. The gospel's out. It's been out. There's nothing left to do, all right, except keep pushing the same thing over and over again. We're not here to we're not trying to convince anyone anymore, you know? We ain't here to convince you. We're just here to push the word at this point and, you know, enduring to the end. But when you read, what you'll find out is that in Samaria, or the northern kingdom, the place of the northern kingdom, that the northern kingdom, or the 10 tribes, were taken out of that land by the Assyrians and brought to Assyria. And from there, you know, they left and came over here to this side of the world. And in the place where the northern kingdom was, they brought all kind of heathen in there. And so this is what he's telling this woman. He's saying he's saying you're not gonna worship in Jerusalem, because the only people that's gonna worship Yahawashi outside are the Israelites, and that's it. Okay. The other nations, they're gonna be worshiping Israel. They're not gonna be keeping the Passover and the high holy days like that. You know, that's only for Israelites, man. You know? Heathen are gonna observe the Sabbath and observe the law, statutes, commandments, but as far as, you know, the high holy days for Israel, you know, these heathen aren't gonna be keeping those things. They're not gonna be going up into Jerusalem to worship the Most High, man. That's only for the Israelites. All right. The Lord don't. You know, these people were made to serve the nation of Israel. The world was given, you know, was made for Israel's sake. Tells you that. Second Ezra 6:54 says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come in Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. All right, so Most High don't deal with the heathen nations, bro. All right, the heathen nations were created to serve the Israelites. The Israelites were created to serve Yahawashi. That's the order of things. All right, because Israel was created to be God's, you know, immortals. The other nations, they're gonna still experience death and judgment. All right, that's what eternal judgment is about. All right, it's not about going to heaven or you going to hell. You're gonna be burning in fire for all of eternity. That's nonsense. You know, not one of the heathen are gonna have an inheritance with Israel. You got to be an Israelite, man, and that's gonna be that would if you're an Israelite, it'll be revealed to you. All right, by the Spirit. You know, if you're of the elect, it's gonna be revealed. You're gonna have the Spirit of the Lord. You're gonna understand. You're gonna know things. The Lord's gonna deal with you, and then ultimately you'll be forgiven and delivered. But if you're not an Israelite, you're just gonna be destroyed on this side and go into slavery when you come back. All right, because reincarnation is a thing. Your spirits are reincarnated. You know, and if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, you're not gonna be able to understand all this stuff anyways. Everything that we do is really just edification for the elect, man. For the 1/3. For those that can understand and believe. You know. So this little video was a little twofold effort. On one end, you know, gives me a chance to bring something out about this, stupid shit that you wrote here. And on the other hand, you know, us still being out there, you recognizing that we still out here, you know. It feels good to still be out there. It feels good to still be able to call on the names. All right. Still be doing this thing and in hopes of salvation, man. So, hey, with that, we're gonna give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh by Shemal Shai, by Shemal Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, knows a great millstone, shalom to hopefully elect.